See, the young man this morning said, I got a confidence problem, coach. I've had a confidence problem for the last 5 years. I'm going to buy your course on confidence. And I said, you could buy the course on confidence, but spending 4 weeks with me is not going to solve your confidence problems. You need to be around me more. You need to observe. You need to learn. You need to build. You need to grow your knowledge, your skills, your attitudes, and your habits. And that needs to happen over a cycle of time. I didn't coach those girl basketball players for 4 hours. I coached them for 4 hours in one day. I coached them for 4 years. That's why they had such strong knowledge, skills, attitudes, and habits, because of the exposure over long cycles of time, the repetition, the role play, the testing, the simulation. So I'm telling this guy, you could take the easy path here and buy a program that's the cheapest program you could buy. I get it, man, but it's not going to solve your problem. You need to skill up. Okay, you need to invest in skilling up. That's what you need to do. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. That's my recommendation. Okay, so the $500 you're spending at Texas Longhorn Roadhouse on Friday nights to have the bloomin' onion, cut back on that, get into the coaching. Okay, cut back on somewhere you're wasting money and invest in you. That's what pros do. If you ask any pro out there, what's the number one thing you did to get to where you're, everyone will tell you the same thing. I hired a coach. I got a mentor. I invested in myself. All of them say the same thing. I've never heard a person not say, oh yeah, I got here on my own. I've never had a coach. They never ever say that. Okay. So the third thing you got to do is you got to invest in you. And I did a whole video on this morning. You got to decide versus dabble. And the word decide means to kill something off. So I want to use a phrase here called the success trap. And if you remember yesterday, I said the success trap is a trap that people get into because they dabble with a lot of things and they can't focus on one thing. So they're doing this and they're doing this and they're doing this. And this is doing, I got a network marketing business over here and I got this business over here and I got this business over here and I got this business. I'm doing a little bit of this and a little bit of this. Here's what happens. Nothing, you never become great at one thing. Okay, when we study mastery, Robert Greene wrote the best book on mastery. He studied people who really we think were masters, who did incredible things in the world. Guess what he found out? They studied under a master for 4 to 7 years. They apprenticed under someone. Then they practiced what they saw the master do for 4 to 7 years. Then they themselves became a master and other people wanted to emulate them. So they looked out, they looked in, and they moved on. They did not dabble. They decided. They were not caught in a success trap. Tiger Woods, the Williams sisters, Venus and Serena, I could go on and on about people who made a decision. I'm going to be great. I'm going to back that decision up every day. I'm willing to do things I don't want to do to get to something I want. What is it I want? I want to be the best. I want to be number one. I want to accomplish something big. I want to go pro. I want to live a meaningful life. They don't dabble. The success trap says I'm pretty good at a lot of things, but I'm not great at one thing. And that is something professionals do not do. Now, why am I showing you this? Because I was telling my team this in our morning meeting this morning. You know what's missing in our society today? Seeing things through to their conclusion. Touching the line. I fined 2 of my team members yesterday for not turning their reports in on time. Every time they don't turn their reports in on time, I fine them $25 and goes to charity. So one person got fined $50 yesterday for not turning his reports in. Another person got fined $25 and they have to donate the money to charity every time they don't do something they're supposed to do. And here's what I said. Look, I'm a pro. I touch the line. I'm trying to teach you how to touch the line. I'm trying to teach you how to level up, play at a higher level. And that means when we turn things in at 9:30, we don't turn them in at 9:45. We don't turn them in at 12:45 when we're supposed to turn them at 12:30. If I say 4:30, I mean 4:30, not 4:37. Okay? And here's what one of my team members said this morning. Thank you. I need that. I wrote that check this morning for $50 to a charity. I needed it. I need the accountability in my life, coach. Thank you. See, when we know better, we do better. But this is the challenge of it. What's lost in our society is this: going pro, leaving our amateur desires behind, activating that prey drive every day. See, we need a structure. We need a coach. We need a person who goes, come on, I'm not accepting that. It's not strong enough. So what really activates the prey drive? Let's get into the 5 things that activate the prey drive. And I want you thinking about you. And let's put these into some buckets. Prey drive is instinct that is in you. It is your instinct to see something with the eyes, a goal, a dream, an ambition, an opportunity. You see it. You have the gift of imagination, of independent will. You have the gift to see something like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. That. Okay? Then that has to be backed up with action, or it never manifests itself. Okay? So when I had a dream of winning a championship as a young basketball coach, that was my B. I saw it. I went and watched other people do it. Okay, the other night I was watching documentaries on artists, and they were playing these big stadiums. I go, man, I want to play big stadiums. I want to speak in big stadiums. First question I wrote down, who can help me do that? What agent do I need? What connection do I need? What skill set do I need? See, I had a vision for something and I wrote it down. I want to play in big stadiums. I wrote it down. I immediately didn't go, I don't know how to do it, so I'm just going to sit here and think about it. I go, who can help me? So I picked up the phone and called one of my agents, and I said, who could help me do the big stadiums? He said, let me get on the phone. Let me talk to some people. Let me see who's doing the bookings. Let me see who's handling it. See, what I do is I have a vision, and I don't immediately go, I couldn't do that. I'm not as good as they are. See, I don't immediately go, I'm not as good as Tony Robbins is, so I can never do that. Tony Robbins is great, okay? But just because he's great don't mean you can't be great. Yes or no? See, some of you have a vision and your mind starts talking you out of the vision as soon as you have it. See, I saw that stadium. It was an entertainer playing in a stadium, and I said, I want to do that. I'm sitting in my place in Nashville, and I go, I want to do that. I go, let's get into action. Let's get moving on this. Let's quit talking about it. Let's quit. If they can do it, I can do it. That's confidence and remarkable boldness. And I'm like, they're not any better than I am. So who do I need to know? Who can help me? So number one, vision is an activator of prey drive. See, a lot of people have that vision and they immediately go to fear. Okay? They immediately go to fear. I can't do that. I can't do that. Who am I speaking to today? Drop in the chat if I'm speaking to you this morning. Okay? I'm taking it all the way to church, folks. Let's go. Okay? Let's quit talking about this and let's start doing this. Okay? Prey drive is initiated by vision. That is exposure to something. I see it in my mind. Molly, Natalie, Brittany, Diane, Lori, Rebecca, I see it. You got to quit allowing your own brain to talk you out of things that you can't do it. Okay? And you got to start going, okay, I got a vision and I'm around somebody, and I went to this thing with Coach Burt and he activated and reactivated my prey drive. And I am now ready to go. I'm ready to get off the sideline and I'm ready to get into the game. I'm ready to quit whining and quit complaining and quit non-believing, quit living in fear. And I've now figured out I can use fear to activate. Now, do you know the second part people won't do with that? They won't have the persistence to see that through to its conclusion. Or the intensity to see it through to its conclusion. So they have a vision. I got a vision. I had a guy in Michigan call me once and he said, Coach, I got inspired when I saw you buy that lodge in Tennessee. I went and bought me a lodge. And then he said, I have absolutely no idea what to do with it. He said, I just got inspired and I bought a lodge. And I'm like, man, you need to learn how to activate the lodge, or it's not going to be an asset to you. It can be an asset if you know how to do it. Now, you need to get in a room with me. Let me show you how to activate this. You come to my coaching program and I'll show you how to activate the asset. If not, it's a liability. It's going to suck money out of your pocket every month. So number one is exposure. Number two, which is my number one activator, fear of losing something.